Alright guys, so let's get into some spoilers on War for the Planet of the Apes. If you have not seen the movie yet, check out my spoiler-free review, which will be in a link at the end of this video. Starting off, let's talk about what I absolutely loved and something I was not expecting, and that was the certain conflicts that happened in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes that haunt this film. And that would be everything that happened with Koba the ape. At the beginning of this film, you still have Caesar feeling bad about himself for not realizing the hate and anger that Koba had for the humans. And that sets up a really emotionally driven storyline in this film, because about 15-20 minutes into the film, Woody Harrelson character kills Caesar's wife and son. And I did not see that coming. And that sends Caesar on a total revenge trail. I mean, he and the apes are about to go to this, like, safe haven promised land, but he sends them away so he can go and kill Woody Harrelson's character. I really loved how this film really was Caesar's story. It dissected him as a character. And as the film goes on, you just hear Caesar talk about his hate and want for revenge. And it even gets to the point where Maurice looks at him as like, you're sounding like Koba. And near the end of the film, he's even like, you're right, I understand Koba's hate. And that was just so emotionally honest about humanity. We as sinners have that potential darkness in us, and that storyline was really interesting. So as I said, this movie has little to no action in it. And the main reason I like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes better is because I think it perfectly balanced drama and action and emotion. This one centers mainly on the emotion and less of the action, which if you're expecting is okay, and I think I'm going to go see the movie again in a day or so, and I think I'm going to enjoy it more because I'm ready for that. However, I think that is a potential problem for some viewers. A buddy of mine for years got on my case for liking these movies because he thought they looked dumb. Then he and I went and saw Spider-Man Homecoming, and he saw a trailer for this movie, and he was like, that actually looks kind of cool. Show me the other two movies. And I did. And though he still enjoyed it at the end, he was like, you know, what made me want to see this movie is the action from the trailer, and this didn't really have much. And I was like, yeah, you're right. As I said, the title War for the Planet of the Apes is very misleading, I think, in a way, because I think the war is in reference to the war that kind of progressed from even the beginning of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes through War for the Planet of the Apes. Or maybe it's referring to the war within Caesar because it's so much his personal story. I think it's a title that works, however I do think it's very misleading, and that could throw some people off and make them maybe not enjoy it as much. So as I said, there was some really fascinating symbolism in this film. As the apes were in this like almost concentration camp-esque thing run by these terrible humans, it really reminded me of like almost, though some people it made them think of like concentration camps, it made me think of the Jews back in Exodus. And it was really fascinating. Now, when I say that, you might think, okay, so they're pretty much demonizing humans again. Yes and no. In one sense they do because, as I said, Woody Harrelson's character, he is a nasty individual. However, you find out at a certain point in the film the reason that he and his people are where they are and what they are doing. The virus that has been spreading since Rise of the Planet of the Apes has mutated, so it's making people dumber. And he is killing off people, including his own son, to wipe out the rest of the virus. And there are other humans who you don't really see much, but other humans who don't like that and are coming to fight him. And at the same time, as I said, the apes are so human-like at this point, and there is so much conflict amongst them that the film doesn't glorify them as this untouchable, perfect group. There is humanity and conflict and natural human weakness and sinfulness in these apes just like humans. And it is so cool and so interesting how they did that. I could go on and on about the symbolism that I watched in the film or that I've read about from fellow reviewers. Like, in a sense, Woody Harrelson's character is almost like a fake god type character. You know, he sacrificed his own son. He even does the sign of the cross in front of all his men. He wears a crucifix. And at the end of the day, he ends up paying for his godlike feel, I guess. And then finally, at the end of the movie, after Caesar blows up the compound, after the other humans get buried by snow, Caesar leads his apes, his community, to a promised land, so to speak. And when he gets there, Caesar dies of a flesh wound, and the movie ends there. And as the credits rolled, I was really curious because I was like, I don't feel good. But then I realized, wait, why should I feel good? This is exactly how I should feel, because this is basically about, in a sense, the fall and destruction of humanity, right? But they found a happy medium where you still care about humans, specifically because of this little girl that Maurice finds and kind of takes in. Also because these apes had become so human-like, and in the last scene, it was this really powerful image. You see the apes rejoicing and being happy in this new place, but then they see Caesar die, and then it pans up to the sky and it goes black. So it's sort of this haunting image of happiness and grief. I just found it really impactful. And it took me some time to really realize that basically the whole movie was setting up Caesar to hand off the mantle of leadership to Maurice. When they find the kid, Caesar just wants to leave it, but Maurice is like, no, we have to protect her. He's the soft one. He's the one who confronts Caesar and is like, you are acting like Koba. And for some reason that didn't hit me as I was watching the film, but thinking back, I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's really cool. So as I already said, guys, I really love this movie and I'm excited to see it again. There's probably some stuff I missed because there is literally so much that I could talk about in this film, but I think I covered most of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching as usual, and I will see you next time. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please click on any of my other videos on my channel right now. But you know what you should do? You should click here to subscribe to my channel so you get updates for when I actually put out the new videos. And if you want to comment below and let me know what you think, please do. I always love hearing from you guys and knowing what your thoughts are on the matter.